if anything I've ever said or done or like presented myself a certain way that I didn't give a is so not the case. And
do you have anything you want to say to those people that were making videos of you right now? Respond directly to them.
Well, first things first, I'm sorry. Like
you don't have to.
No,
do that.
I am. I
okay. If it's genuine, then
it doesn't make me happy. Like I know people see like, oh, she doesn't give a. That's so not the case. Whenever I like meet someone, I always want to make sure that I'm presenting myself in a good way. But I think a lot of times I let myself get too carried away with like the thought of making someone laugh or like the thought of like making something a bit and like kind of getting off track of reality.
Lately, things have gotten wild because Cole Carrigan jumped on TikTok claiming his weekend with Lilah Gibney turned into a full-on disaster, and now Lilah is finally breaking her silence. She pulled up on Jeff's podcast ready to clear the air, and she even confessed to a messy moment involving Tana that had everyone leaning in. And speaking of Tana, we also got to get into what she said on a recent podcast about Brooke, because the way she laid it out had people stunned, and we're about to unpack all of it. So here's the deal with Lilah. The last time this whole surviving Lilah Gibney situation blew up, it was because Cole dropped an 8-minute story time where he spilled everything he claimed went down during his LA trip. He stayed with Lilah, and according to him, the weekend turned into pure chaos. Cole said Lilah left him at a dinner just to get paparazzi photos, which already had people raising eyebrows. Then he said she blamed him for taking substances even though she allegedly knew he was sober, which added way more drama to the situation. And on top of that, Cole said she accused him of doing things like peeing in an Uber, inside a restaurant booth, and even at a concert, which had the internet absolutely shocked. His video had people reacting fast. Some were confused, others were disgusted, and soon more creators started sharing their own surviving Lilah Gibney moments. Things got heavier when people online began throwing even more accusations Lilah's way, and the whole conversation started snowballing into something way more serious. After people started dropping their own stories about her, Lilah said she was dipping offline for a bit, but that break barely lasted. Not long after announcing she was disappearing, she popped right back up with a video that had everyone confused because it was way too playful for the moment. It looked like she was trying to give an apology, but the vibe was so off that people couldn't figure out if she was joking or serious. She hinted that some of the claims being spread about her were lies, but the whole message got drowned out because she had a Coldplay song blasting in the background. People felt like they were watching a commercial instead of someone taking accountability, and the confusion only made the situation even louder. After that, she went right back to posting her usual content, though she did mention she's been working on her recovery ever since everything blew up. And now this week, she sat down with Jeff to break everything down, her recovery journey, getting called out, and her reaction to the videos Cole posted. She didn't shy away from talking about Tana either, which definitely got listeners paying attention. Lilah also shared that she's been sober from alcohol for 30 days, and she wanted to apologize to the people who made videos about her, trying to show she's taking steps to clean things up. When the conversation kicked off, it honestly seemed like Jeff wasn't fully aware of every claim that had been floating around about Lilah. As she explained how people were making videos about her, and then ending them with, "Just kidding, like I don't even know Lilah." Jeff looked confused because the stories were wild, and it sounded like he thought some of those videos weren't even legit. So when Lilah said she wanted to apologize to those creators, he looked a little thrown off, like he didn't expect her to feel the need to do that. But things got more intense when she brought up the guy who made a big video about her, which everyone assumes is Cole. The way she talked about it made it clear she felt like Cole wasn't being honest about the situations he described, and she pushed back on the idea that she did the things he claimed. Cole had said Lilah stole shoes from him, and according to his story, he only figured it out when he was in her closet trying to borrow something to wear. He said he spotted his own items sitting there and had this big moment of shock like, "Oh my gosh, that's where my stuff went." But Lilah straight up denied it and said none of that actually happened, shutting down the accusation confidently. Lilah said Cole was trying to make her look bad, and she insisted she never tried to hurt anyone, which added even more heat to the conversation. She then opened up about how she struggles with taking accountability, admitting it's something she avoids because it stresses her out, and owning up to things has always been tough for her. She brought up a specific moment that caused major tension: the time she hit her pen on a plane, which turned into one of the main reasons Tana stepped back from their friendship. People online have talked about this incident nonstop, saying it was the breaking point because the situation could have brought serious trouble for everyone involved. Instead of admitting she had actually used her pen on the flight, Lilah tried to tell Tana that the airline crew was being transphobic toward her, which shifted the story completely. But now she's openly admitting she did hit the pen, and she explained the whole thing to Jeff, showing she's at least trying to be honest about what really went down. She also spoke more about how accountability still feels uncomfortable for her, making it clear she's working through her habits, but isn't perfect yet. Tana actually spoke on this whole plane situation last year, saying she truly believed Lilah at the time when Lilah claimed the airline crew was being transphobic and insisted she didn't hit her pen. Meanwhile, Brooke wasn't buying any of it and felt like the story didn't add up, which created tension right away. That moment became one of the main reasons people think Tana slowly started stepping back from her friendship with Lilah, because everything around that incident was messy and stressful. Now, speaking of Tana, she recently opened up about the canceled podcast while she was on an episode of Girl Disrupted. They asked her whether internet comments ever get in her head, especially about her relationship with Brooke, since people online love to speculate about their friendship nonstop. Tana and Brooke have already said their friendship is way healthier now that they're not doing the canceled podcast together, but the interviewer wanted to know if online chatter ever made Tana look at Brooke differently. Like, did she ever see something on social media that made her second guess the friendship or rethink the way she viewed Brooke? Tana also brought up how Nick Viall tried to shade her recently when Brooke went on his podcast, and she wasn't letting that slide. Nick mentioned that at the end of the canceled podcast run, all Tana got Brooke was a Shutterfly photo book, trying to make it sound like the gift was weak, even though Brooke herself said she didn't get Tana anything and actually thought the photo book was sweet. The way it was brought up had people side-eyeing the situation hard, but the part that really had Tana talking was how Nick even felt the need to mention it at all. She said it was wild that even after the podcast is done, somebody always finds a way to stir up drama between her and Brooke, like people can't stand seeing them in a good place. It caught her off guard that the pot was still being stirred over something that wasn't even a problem between them. So that's where Tana stands on everything involving the end of Canceled, and that's also where Lilah stands regarding her own controversy and her response to what Cole claimed. Both situations have had the internet buzzing, and everyone is watching to see what happens next. The script closes with, "I certainly want to know what you guys think about all of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys!" So the ending keeps that same energy while wrapping everything up.